Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 120, take 3. We've had so much problems with this new setup. So I'm just going to cue the intro and some music and see if it all works. At the moment, we've got Robert and John joining us, but I've got them muted at the moment, so you won't hear them. So I'm going to just click off some music, hopefully it plays. Yep, I can hear it. Hope it's coming up on YouTube, and now I need to kick off the intro. There we go. It's working this time. Looking good. Please like and share. So we're an hour late. I'm not going to do it. Hopefully you guys are still there. I've got your message still. Can't see any indications going up here. Music now, and pause that. See if that works. Okay, we've got a slightly new setup again. Unmute you guys, see if you're there. Are you there, guys?
Uh-huh.
Robert. I can hear a beeping sound. Who's that? Are you there, Robert?
Alexa, cancel reminder.
Robert? I can't hear Robert. Where's Robert gone?
No, he's still there.
He's not talking.
I don't know.
He's not talking, mate. Okay, I'm just gonna switch screens here. So why can't we hear Robert? Robert, can you hear me? Mute YouTube and switch to your headset only. Watch it on YouTube, but mute it. You should better hear all you need to through the headset now. I don't think he's there, mate. John, are you there?
I don't know. He's still showing in Discord.
Well, you sort him out, and I'll carry on with the show. Now, Robert's got a friend with him to talk about a paranormal story, was it?
That is correct.
Okay. So we've got 2 lights and all that. Cool. So I'll just bring up my browser and type the web message. We've got no posted down the side. So yeah, all those links that we posted on Twitter and all that are all wrong.
Yeah.
Because it's bugs and Google. If you reload your browser before you kick off the live, it resets the mic back to default settings rather than whatever you selected for the live stream. Like, it doesn't record it. It doesn't save it in a cookie or anything. live stream. I suppose you can't even see it, can you? Why is it clipped there? Why can't I see the edge of it? Yeah. Eventually we'll sort this new laptop out one day. Okay, place that. Go. Now, John, you might want to post some links on the side chat too. See if you can get Robert back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to
Robert
him.
hit the disconnect.
I said he go ahead.
It wasn't me talking.
Yeah, he's still in Discord.
Why can't we hear him? He was working just before I went live.
Yeah, I don't know why. So I can't sort what I don't understand.
Okay, so let's just see if our dancing alien works anyway. Donation from John, the biggest supporter of the channel. Okay. Did it make a noise? I think it might have done. A ding noise and a dancing alien. Cool. Okay, so if anyone subs or donates, we should get a dancing alien with different sound effects. Now, so let's see if we can bring up some stuff here. I was going to talk about Socorro. I got some information posted that I haven't actually talked about yet. Well, that seems to be coming up all right. And we got the editor up and running. Yep, cool. It's a wee bit sluggish though. I'm not sure where Robert's gone, but if he hits the disconnect and then reconnects to the room, it normally fixes problems with Discord. John's all right.
Well, thanks, buddy. You're all right too.
Robert, are you there? Come on, Robert, talk to us. Anyway, I'm just going to go see if I can find that Socorro files. I just want to go over that again. He's calling me again on Discord.
Oh, God.
He still hasn't got the hang of it. He can't call on Discord and be in the chat room at the same time. It doesn't work.
Right.
Is he in the live chat room?
He's still showing in the live chat. Nothing has changed there. Like I said, I can't explain
Well,
it. I don't understand.
he's got to hit the little phone icon to disconnect.
Well, you know what? I can always help him do that.
Yeah, does it allow him to connect again though? If you kick him?
Let's give it a shot. See.
I think he has to rejoin the channel, doesn't he? If you kick him, I'm not sure.
Let me do a quick. I'm not going to ban him. I'm just going to do a quick kick. Kick. All right.
He's messaging me for some reason, and click phone to disconnect, then live to enter again. We'll fix. Right, because we changed the servers, he's probably got that ICE message down the bottom that I had. Because of all the,
Right.
I think it's all to do with the censorship and blocking that's going on. Yeah, well, hopefully he'll find his way back on. That's why you use the grey room, so you can talk to him in the grey room and then drop him into the live chat. so it's not interfering with the live chat stream. So I got too much to do as it is with the organised people. That's what moderators have to help us out with, you know. So yeah, I'll just find these links for Socorro too. Whereabouts did I post it there? Where's that information? Was it in lobby or was it in UFO one? So I was meant to find this information beforehand, but there's some interesting information I found out about it, which still suggests it's not a real UFO case. Let's see. Why is it not scrolling now? Are you still there, John?
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay. Maybe it wasn't in that one. Maybe stories. General chat, maybe. I was meaning to find information beforehand. Can't find where I put it now. Oh, here it goes. Okay. So I'll copy that link. I don't think anyone's watching anyway. Not with this disaster. Okay. Copy, link. Have you got John on? I don't know why he disappeared. It was all set up, ready to go. All I did is mute. Maybe he muted himself and that caused him to drop off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. That was one of them, I think. Where's the other one? Socorro. Here it is. I'll just paste that one up. Give me a 32-core laptop. Because 6 cores is still not enough. Right. Into the Google logo. It's very plain. Is it just me that's getting that? It's like it's got.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a little gray.
Yeah. What's happened? Is it screwed up here? What? Or was it something I've done?
Let's see what I get. No, mine's nice and colorful. It's just you.
Just me again.
Sucks to be in New Zealand.
Why? Even that looks different. Really strange. Is it because I'm going through a proxy now? Is it going through a proxy? I think it is. Where is it? I think it's that one. No, what's that? That's not it.
Maybe it's a good thing Robert. No, it's just me. I was just thinking maybe it's a good thing Robert's not here because you and he fundamentally disagree on Socorro.
No, that wasn't the link. Hang on, is that the link? I don't think that was a link. Okay. Let me see. I'm looking for the stories. Did I paste the wrong link? Trying to find the link I had. Looks like I had the wrong link posted here. Damn it. Oh dear. It had all the witness sightings on it, which is what I'm after. Wikipedia, I didn't want. Was it on there? Oh well, that's the stuff up then. Oh, maybe it's this one. Okay, hang on, let me just see if that's the right one. Because I want to go through all the eyewitness reports for the day. Well, for the week, actually. Are you still there? Or are you talking to Robert? I don't know what he did. He shouldn't have touched anything. He should have just stayed on. I think this is the one. Let's see. Has it got all the eyewitness accounts on it? At the bottom. Is it the one? I can't see it. I don't think that's it. Oh, it might be. Oh, yeah, it's got the dates here. Eyewitness accounts. Just want to go through them to see what do you think. Where's it start? Is this the right link or not? John, I don't hear you anymore.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, here we go. My screen's on an angle now. It's vertically. Who's posting messages on Discord? Me message. Don't know. Hello, looks like someone's joined. When you kicked him, he has to join again. Okay, he's joined. He's back on. Kick is the same as ban, but ban means you can't join again. So you can't kick him. Unfortunately, you can't disconnect him from thing. So you can't kick them because they have to join again with the Discord link. Okay.
Okay.
So we learnt that. I didn't think you could kick them. Okay, so let's get on with the stream. Someone sent me a message here. I think it's you, John. Or you sent me a message. Making coffee. Okay. Why are you sending it there though? Now I have to go back. Go back to the live. Where is it? Stop sending me messages to the wrong places, people. It's not helping. Not helping at all.
Robert.
Come on, it's been a disaster. Okay.
Give me this thing.
So, where was the picture that I was looking for? Oh, right, I'm missing the picture. I think that was on Coast to Coast one. I have to go back to it. Hang on, I'm still looking for these links, guys. Bear with me, bear with me. I think it was on
middle.
Yeah, it's not going to plan here at all. But give us another hour and we'll be right.
It's a work in progress.
Why can't things just go plain sailing for once, you know? Where's the UFO room? Where's the UFO's gone? Here it is. Whereabouts did I post it? Let me see if I can find that picture on Coast to Coast. Is it on that one? It might be. Come on.
Oh, come on, Robert. Did you click the joint closer?
Click the live stream chat. You got to give him rights to it, though. Have you given them rights again? Because when you kick him, he loses always access codes.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Yeah,
mate. All right, mate.
Come on, mate.
Robert, where are you? You were just here.
He can't. He can only get into lobby when he rejoins. You got to give him upgrades. That's why you don't kick
Robert? You were just here.
He's given up. You see, he's given up now because you haven't upgraded him.
There he is. The love of bloody kittens. See, and I can't do it on this one. Santa Maria.
No, you gotta go into hash lobby, upgrade him. Because you won't see him otherwise.
I know where I need to go. I just need to get there for my...
Okay, I'm back with the Socorro thing, so I might also talk about this. And you should drop into the grey room until you get him in there and then drop him back down. So anyway, I'm going to talk about this, get on with the show. So, yes, this Socorro UFO that landed, they made some measurements in Project Blue Book. Now, here it says it's 10.5 feet, although they say it rounded up to 11 here, so I'm not too sure what they mean. Maybe it skidded. Maybe it skidded about a foot difference. I think that's what it's saying here. So maximum length was 11 feet, and the minimum was 10.5 feet. And going this way it was 9.5 feet to 14 feet. I think that's what they're trying to say there.
There it goes. Rolls.
Okay, John.
Yeah.
And here it's saying it's 13 feet. I suppose that's 12.5 feet to 13 feet that direction. So it looks like when it landed, the 3 landing pods stretched apart. So here it's saying 7.5 feet to 9.5 feet. So we compared this to the actual lunar module that they were testing, Surveyor 2 out that. Well, Surveyor 1, Surveyor 2, Surveyor 3 out that way. They had different things appended to it, different prototypes. One didn't have a robot arm, and Surveyor 3, I think they had this robot arm on. Now, if you have a look at this scale here, it talks about inches. So you can see here, it's 80 inches apart probably. On this diagram here of the landing pods, 3 landing pods. One direction looks bigger though. Let's see. Shame we can't put that scale going this way. It looks like 2 of those and a bit. So it looks like 100 that way, and it looks like 2 this way. So it kind of matches that diagram there. So what's 100 inches? 2 feet. Did you right click on it and give him thing? Or do you...
I've given him everything he needs. I've just sent a message.
I can see him inside now, so you have. Yep.
Yep.
Cool. So 100 centimeters is 8 foot, which kind of matches that diagram which I'm showing you here of the measurements they took there. So 7.5 to 9 foot is 8 foot there. So obviously the pads will stretch as more weight's put onto it. It flex with the terrain, so it becomes stable as it lands. So what's 80 inches? 80 inches, 6 foot. That can't sound right. So where have I gone wrong? I suppose if I save that, we got people at the door now, would you believe? Save image. You probably hear Charlie Roo going.
Hello, Paul.
Hello, we've got Robert on. Hang on, mate. Is John talking to you?
Yeah, he left me a message. I'll just plug the earphones in a minute. Just finish this
right, he's muted.
smoke.
He's muted himself. Okay. Yeah, just talking about the Socorro thing at the moment because waiting for you to get back on. Now, if you have trouble with Discord, not the voice, you disconnect with the little phone icon and then jump back into the room again, and normally it sorts itself out. I think they're doing some upgrades on the server, so something strange going on.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about these landing pads and see if we can match it up with the surveyor one. We've got the blueprints here. So I'm just going to go over that again, some of the eyewitness things, and maybe you can talk about it as well if you want to.
Yeah, of course. No fallout, Paul.
Because people are still...
You know I'm never going to believe it.
Yeah. Well, you might do. Okay, let's see.
Okay, I need a YouTube channel, don't I?
Oh no, you're on the live stream now.
Oh, wait there.
Yeah. So just
You
just mute the live stream if you got the right one. And it should be displaying. But we've had
no, it's not.
If you got the right one, it should be displaying. Just make sure it's muted though, because you don't need to hear it.
It's not.
Okay, so here's the surveyor blueprints. Let's see if we can measure this a bit better by taking a copy of this scale, 40 inches. Copy it.
I'm with you now on YouTube as well.
Cool. You should be seeing what I'm doing. Copy and paste. You on headphones or what there?
My headphones now. You hear this?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Cool.
Okay, so let's see. We can measure the surveyor pod's distance now properly. Well, there's 40. Let's paste into a new layer. So it looks like it's going to be almost two of those. So what's the distance between that one and that one is what we want to know. See, I see they're on sort of like pivot points. Looks like they can expand some distance here. We really need someone that knows a bit about how the surveyor was designed, how much the landing pads can stretch. Looks like it's got what you call them, suspension, what you call it, shocks. It's got some shocks on there. Obviously, it's got some motion, so it can actually move Another 20, probably another 20 inches. So that could easily go up to 100, eh? They could spread out a bit further. So let's see. We need to get this angle one measured. Need to rotate it on an angle and then move it. So we want to go from that one to this other one on the end here. How can we angle it right about there? Then paste another one in. It's good when you get some blueprints of things so you can actually see if it sort of lines up with the measurements they did at Socorro, whether it fits now to be a lunar module, or was it some other experimental craft NASA were working on. Well, maybe not NASA, maybe some other organization that didn't come clean. What do you think on that? We've lost them. So it looks like it might be symmetrical, even though it doesn't look like it on the screen. So they're about 80 centimeters apart and 20 centimeters with the shocks. They can spread out further, slide as it puts the as it comes down. It can, with shock absorbers, it can expand another 20 by the looks of it. Looking at these here, it's about 20 on there. So that's pretty cool. So that sort of gives us the idea now. So go back to the web page. So 100. So 80 centimeters is 6.5 foot, which kind of matches that 7 foot one they talked about before. So on this, where is it? Coast to coast, they have it. They're talking about here 7.5 feet to 9 feet on that direction there. It seems for landing pods, it seems very varied here. 9.5 to 14 going that direction. Now, what I'm thinking is, obviously, as it's landing down with a helicopter, it's going to slide. So the Mark's impressions probably landed on this one here, which looks like it slid a lot. And as it landed down with the other 3 feet. But is that a landing pad there too? Or is this a landing pad here? I'm not sure what they mean here. Bump. Burp. 14.5 going this way, 7.5 going that way. See, the landing pads are not symmetrical on their findings. See that? And yet on the drawing the guy drew, it looked like the landing pads were definitely symmetrical. So it means they must have some flexibility going on here. But it's this one here, it doesn't make any sense here. They've got another pole information. Yeah, 11 feet, 14 feet. So it didn't have 4 lantern pads, did it, Robert? It had 3. You're not there.
No, I don't believe it did.
It had 3 lantern pads, didn't it? From what his sighting was. Is it on this?
Oh, I mean, you have to go to the original source, and that was Hynek.
Yeah, what? Jane Fox shares images and documents related to the 1964 Socorro UFO incident. I believe this is from Project Blue Book or Hynek. Who was the guy that did all the measurements? It wasn't Hynek, was it? It was another guy.
No, it wasn't Hynek. It was oh God, was it Steinman? No, it wasn't. It was raise someone. I'll find out for you now.
Okay. I think he's the one that did this. It should be here on the diagram, though, shouldn't it? Let's see.
I think it was Ray Stansman, and I'm not 100% sure now. What his name was, you know, Paul. I've read his bloody book, and it was a damn good book. And
well, try not to swear. I know it's a bit hard. So what happened here?
Oh yeah, sorry, that wasn't too much of a swear word.
No, I was trying to see if it opened up to a full picture, and it doesn't do it. Kind of crazy, or did it? What's these ones? What's this coming up here? No, I'm not sure what's going on here. Looks like it tried to open it up. Anyway, I was just seeing if there's any signatures here. What's it say here? Following diagrams were drafted by Army Captain Richard Holder. That's what it says, the diagrams here.
Holder, yes.
Commander of White Sands Proving Grounds, along with FBI agent Arthur Burns. Is it? Is that how you say his name? Burns.
Yeah, Burns was the FBI man.
So they're saying they're saying those two drew this diagram. Okay, so I'm just trying to make head or tail of it. So they said they found a pile of rocks that formed a four triangle. What do you call it? Trapezoid, or whatever it's called. Irregular square here. So I reckon these are the landing pads here at the top here, where they're saying it's 14 and a half, up to 9 feet, 13 feet. So it's irregular. So it must have slid, right? So one of these landing pads landed down. Maybe they touched it down on the helicopter initially here, caused this marking to happen. Then they moved the helicopter slightly over and then landed down here with the lunar module, right? And then it slid down as it landed unevenly. It slid here, created up to 9 foot, and then the shock expanders expanded it to 13 and a half this way. I suppose it could happen, right? So we're looking at shock expanders being 100. So if we type 100 in, that was how many feet? I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. So they're saying it could expand, each of them could expand 8 feet, 6.5 to 8 feet. But if you land it sideways with a helicopter, right? So we have to bring up that picture that we had of the strange helicopter they were using. I got it in my...
Well, there was nothing particularly strange about that helicopter, to be honest. It was just a, bog standard helicopter.
Well, if you go through the sightings, it sort of describes the helicopter day. We'll just go through the sightings in a minute.
Okay.
I'm just trying.
Jay Stanford, by the way, was the nightcap investigator.
But he's not the one that did the measurements there on the diagram. According to that, they're saying it was an FBI agent, Burns, or whatever his name was.
No, Jay Stanford also did the measurements as well.
And what measurements?
None of them came up with the conclusion that it was over 35 yards.
Yeah, but what's the landing pad measurements? Did he get landing pad measurements?
Well, it's not really a case of that. Stanford's measurements had the Zamora even closer than 35 yards. And I'm sorry, but Stevie Wonder would have seen a helicopter at that distance.
Oh, here we go. Here's my original images. So I just bring those up. So what happened to John? He disappeared on us.
Where's John gone?
I don't know where he's gone, but it's all right. I'm trying to train him up. It's getting a bit frustrating now. He kicked you. When he kicked you, you lost all your roles. You lost all your rights to be in the channel. I told him not to do that because I thought that would happen.
Me.
What I wanted you to do was disconnect from the audio and reconnect, and it would have you would have come back in okay. Is your mate still there?
No, he's gone. He absolutely was unnerved,
I thought he was
about going live, and
I thought he was going to come on and tell us his story, but I thought that's what you arranged. But anyway,
well, he's told me his story, so I can I can replay that.
Well, right, we can leave it till later. We'll just get this Socorro thing out the way first.
Yeah, sure.
I thought I clicked into it. Let's see. Looks like I messed up there. I didn't click into it. Oh, there it is. Come on. It's a wee bit laggy, this new laptop for some reason. Hopefully it's recording all right though. We only got one watching, so no one's interested in it anyway. But we'll persist on
not according to what I'm seeing, Paul. I'm seeing 36 views.
Yeah, not what I'm seeing here. We got one watching. Might be 36 views, but I'm not too sure why. But anyway, yeah, here's the helicopter that we're looking at. That I believe, which one was it now? Let's see if it brings up. Complete new laptop is no better than the old laptop, unfortunately. Okay, so yeah, here we go. This is the funny helicopter they used for lunar module.
Yeah, I know, you sent me a picture of it.
Okay, so here's the symbol he drew on the side, right? I'll just zoom into it. Upward arrow with a dash in it, underscore underneath, and look like a dome or a circle over top. So if you have a look at here's that A symbol that Howard Hughes tools. It's got H or a T in the middle. Looks very similar to what he was drawing here. Let me see. Looks very similar. Triangle. Line underneath. There's also the one with Apollo. It could be Apollo badge as well. So let's go back to that one. Here we go. Which fits a bit better, I think. You got the A underneath.
Yeah, I've lost the YouTube.
Okay.
Using Paul. So I can't see what you're looking at.
If you go to my live.
Yeah, I am on that.
Yeah, if you go to my video tab, you should find it straight away. Click on videos.
Right at the bottom here. YouTube. Hold on, see if this works.
It, right, it will show me what's currently updated. So it says here live. So if you're on an old one, click on my out there channel name and then click on the video tab and it should show you the live one. Yeah, because I've not had anything to eat, my sugar's now dropping. hang on, I'll just go and grab a biscuit.
You still hear me, yeah?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, it's good.
So you should go to this one here, mate. It should be in Discord. If you click into, should be the bottom one as well. I just want to get back to this measurements they're doing. So the lunar module, they attached to the side of this funny looking helicopter. Now we've got some images here of the helicopter being used. That was one of the helicopters they used. All right. There's a picture of the helicopter without anything attached to it. As you can see, it looks like an upside down bathtub. Right, so it looks like an upside down bathtub. It had sliding doors either side because it used for a rescue helicopter. It was a double rotor helicopter. It had two rotors that sort of went inside each other. Let's see if I can find it. Not that one. Should be in the folder here. Right. There's a lunar module on the moon. There's it in the museum. There's the 3 landing pads with the robot arm. But you can see it has some sort of shock absorbers here, which allows it to spread these limbs like a hinge. So they can be, what is it, 6.5 foot normally, and when it puts the weight down, they will spread apart up to a couple extra feet. So you can see how it could easily go up to 9 feet when it comes down. So that's in the museum. And there's his drawing again. I'm just trying to find the right helicopter. That's one of the helicopters they used with the lunar module testing. Why can't I find the one I want? Here's the twin rotor one. Okay. So that's that front view. It looks like a really strange helicopter. It has a double rotor, right? And there it is again, double rotor. It can actually lift quite a lot more weight than a regular helicopter because it's got 2 big rotor blades. Is that John joining us?
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, there we go.
Yes.
Okay, we got everybody on. It's been a frustrating morning trying to get this live to work. So yeah, it's a strange helicopter that they used, right? We've got evidence that they were using it. And they said they attached the lunar module on. Here I've got the top bit removed though. I've just got the base bit with the rockets attached. But they probably had the rest of it on the side here. So to me, it looks like an upside down bathtub type helicopter. It's a really strange shape, as you saw there in the pictures. Now, if you saw that flying over your house, you'd be going, eh? If you saw that in the sky, you'd think, that's a really strange looking.
Paul, it's a helicopter dragging a lunar module.
Yeah, but it's got 4 wheels.
120 miles away from White Sands. Why are you going to do that? You tell me. Why are you going to do that?
I think they were transporting it to the Air Force Base that day. Prototype 3 that had the robot arm attached to it. They had already Surveyor 1 at the Air Force Base, and they were doing testing there with the other helicopter, and this one was used for transport. So they had it attached to it, and I think is they're coming from the tool factory. That's one of Howard Hughes had one of these weird helicopters, as well as NASA had it.
Yeah, Earl's mum worked for Howard Hughes, didn't she?
Yeah, so I'm not sure if this is because we can't see the side of it. We can't see what the emblem is on the side. That's the only shot we got of this particular helicopter being used with the lunar module. This is the future.
Okay.
This is the one where they put the big cabin crew on top. This ain't the surveyor one because it's got 4 landing pads on this one. Now you can see there's a man inside it here testing it out here. There's actually a test pilot in a seat on the side here.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see him or not. I think he's on the other side of this thing here. But yeah, they normally have a guy sitting inside it. But you can see it looks a really boxy type helicopter. You wouldn't see the blades spinning around because that's a still frame, right? So,
Wouldn't see them and you wouldn't hear them.
See, look, it looks like an upside down bathtub,
From
right?
35 yards or even closer.
Not if the lunar module's firing its
They
rocket.
did wonder.
Hang on,
It's a helicopter, mate.
But yeah, the lunar module would have been attached to the side, right, with the rockets firing. You're not going to hear the normal boom noise. You're going to hear
rockets
flying, the blue
jet plane. So a helicopter uses a blue jet flame to take off. Does it? No.
No, the helicopter would have
Did
been.
the lunar man?
No, the helicopter would have the blades spinning at the time. There would have been.
What burnt? What burnt all the scrub then?
No, the lunar module was firing.
And why did NASA or whoever it was have 2 dwarves?
Okay, imagine the lunar module attached to
flying it.
Okay, here's a shot of them using it for a weather balloon drop of something.
I can't see that, Paul, because I haven't got the YouTube connection.
You can't see what I'm showing you?
No, I can't. I haven't got the YouTube connection.
John, can you send him the link? Can you show him where the link is there, John?
Okay, yep, I will do that.
He's got to click down into. I suppose I can
You can send it to me on YouTube, on Facebook, even. I don't know.
I don't know if I can show you.
I'll send it to you on Facebook. I'll send it to you Facebook. There you go.
I'll probably stuff up something here, trying to show you. Hey, I'm just going to get a biscuit, guys. I'm really shaky at the moment. Then I'm just going to explain it. I need to explain it to you with the photograph, how you can see this helicopter as a strange shape.
Okay, thanks, John. I got that now.
Good deal.
I don't see any way. You could mistake a helicopter for 35 yards. It's to me, it's the guy must have been a complete lunatic.
Okay, it looks like it went down.
If he really felt that.
Yeah. Have you got YouTube now?
Yeah, I got that, and I'm looking at it. Big helicopter.
Okay. This is a helicopter they had, right? That's the front view. I'll just bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a strange looking helicopter, right?
You see, also the lunar module does not look anything like the egg-shaped craft that some others have reported.
Yeah, but it does if you join it together.
Nah.
Okay.
Hey, come on, Pauline. Look, we're never going to agree on this one.
You tell me that doesn't look like an upside down bathtub. Okay.
Oh, that looks like a great big helicopter. I've seen it, Paul. I've seen it, and you conveniently left out in your little picture on the right bottom hand side, yeah, the distance. That's cherry picking information.
Okay, the helicopter never stopped its engines. It's always got these rotators going around, right? Let's just go through all the facts. Okay, what is 35 yards?
It's around about it. It's, I think 35 yards is 105 feet.
Okay,
You would be correct.
let's put it into cents. Now, how many yards wide is a car?
Oh, maybe 12 to 14 feet. The average car.
No. How
And
wide?
width is 6 feet.
No. How many yards is a car width?
Oh my God.
2.
I could
Okay,
throw a stone more than 35 yards. And I certainly wouldn't mistake a helicopter.
Okay, so you're saying it's 20
So Stevie Wonder would have known it was a helicopter is simply because he'd have heard it.
A car is 2 yards, right? So 35 is going to be how many cars away?
Many.
It's going to be 16 car widths away.
Oops.
What does 35 yards look like? If I can type it. If I can get it. Huh? I think it's half a football field. I mean, it's same distance as a width of an American football.
No. A football
half.
field is 100 meters, Paul.
Here we go.
So you're not even talking half football field.
Okay, a football field. Here's American football field. Oh yeah, 35 yards.
Don't forget, they control a football.
Okay, this is 35
the full
yards
length of that field.
From the edge of that field here, here's a picture you're watching.
Yeah.
So those people in the crowd are 35 feet away, right?
Okay.
So would you agree with that?
Distortion.
Now, how many car widths?
No, that's distortion. That's the camera lens elongating the picture, which makes the fans look further away than what they actually are. Paul.
Yeah, but we're just trying to get a perspective of how far away that helicopter's going to be away from where he saw it. Keep looking.
And you can still see the people in the crowd quite clearly.
Yeah, I'm just trying to explain it.
If they couldn't see that goalkeeper, of course they could see that goalkeeper. They have seen a helicopter, damn right they would. And I'd have heard it too.
Okay, there's 20 yards in the middle here. So football field's 110 yards. So that middle section is
you go see.
So you're talking about 1/3 of a football field, right?
1/3.
So how many car widths is that? That's 15, 16?
Not many.
1, 2, 3. It's got 2. So there's got to be 10 cars you can park along there. and 10 cars there, right? It's still a fair distance. That's what I'm saying. From the helicopter. So I'm just trying to see if we can get an image that shows us a car 35 yards away. Because that gives us the idea, because they said it was the same size as a car, right? He said in the description, it looked like a small van, right?
No, not exactly. No, not exactly. He said when he was coming to view, when he first seen it.
No, he said it looked like a small. He said it looked like a small car, didn't he?
Overturned car.
Overturned
that
car.
was reflecting
Yeah.
the light. Yeah, but when he got closer to it, he realised exactly what it was, and he drew a pretty good bloody picture of it. You know.
Yeah, but here we go. American football. 20 yards.
He was close enough to even see that symbol on the side, and that symbol was very controversial.
So the helicopters was where this man is, right? Can you see that? This man here?
Yeah.
That's where the helicopter was, and that's where he was standing over here. Have I got the right one? 35 yards.
You can see where your cursor is.
That's 30. Yeah? That's 20. That's 10 yards. 20, 30, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this picture here. So that's got to be 40 yards here.
Okay.
Is that how we're reading it? So here's the helicopter.
It's not working for me, that one.
Okay, so the guy standing here, the cop standing here, right? You agree? Because when I zoom, it doesn't work in. So we're looking at this guy here, and they call the helicopters here. That's a fair distance, wouldn't you say? To see a car.
No. Nah.
You're looking at this helicopter from that distance, right? Let's see if I can save it. Let's save it and put it into editor.
Well, I actually walked the distance. I took your your opinion into, because I highly respect your opinions, and I took it into consideration. And I walked 35 yards from the car, approx, and I could still read the number plates.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that the diagram he drew is pretty accurate to what's inside of the helicopter for Apollo. I'm not just.
No, it's not at all.
Yes,
I mean, I've put your pictures side by side with what he saw.
Okay.
And it just does not stack up at all at that distance.
Hang on. Let me just do this, right? Give me a chance, right?
Okay.
Okay, I need to. So I guess John now doesn't believe it either, do you?
Should I put my bets on the winner, the final outcome?
Have I got?
John's too nice to voice his opinion. He's fair play. He's on the fence.
John's keeping his microphone muted.
Yeah.
You're a coward. Coward. Why is it not opening? Probably have a zillion copies open up. Hey, let's put this into the editor and draw a perspective thing using that. Okay, finally we've got it open, but we've probably got a zillion copies now. What's it doing? Yep, opening up model. See, Windows 10 puts these horrible tabs on now instead of opening up separate windows like I'm used to. It's now joining them all together.
Yeah, I'm on 8.1 now.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay, so where's the football field? Is it this one? So let's see if we can scale it down, right? Let's try and figure it out. But you're not saying it's a alien craft, though, are you?
No, I think it was. There's a couple of things about it that make me think that it was something experimental.
Yeah.
It was making a.
We're not
hell of a
we're not
noise.
really disagreeing. We're both saying that.
Oh no!
Yeah.
We were just disagreeing on what kind of project it was, really, Paul.
Yeah.
But Kevin Dantle believes it's one of two things.
Mm.
Good book, you know.
Yeah. What's the one of two things?
Let me think of the name of the book now. It was Encounter in the Desert.
Right.
By Kevin Dantle, who's a very good skeptical researcher, and he thinks it's one of two things: a complete hoax or alien visitation.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of giveaways. One, the noise it was making doesn't really sound very ET, does it? Two, he heard a large clunk of a slamming door as he was running away. But then again, there's some mystery about it as well, because once it got to a certain height, it flew off at great speed. Without that's the one I've seen, Paul. Yeah, you just put that one up now. Yeah. No, it don't work for me.
Yeah, just hang on.
Yeah, but once it reaches a certain height,
I haven't gone through all the facts yet.
It shot off at great speed in complete silence.
You haven't let me put all the facts together yet, so we can sort of look at it.
Okay.
Give me a
I'll
chance.
shut up now, okay.
But why didn't he think it could be an experimental project that they couldn't find any information on? Bugger. Let's make the paste into. Yeah, let's see if we can get this helicopter scaled down right. So, without zooming in, we now got the picture up of a football field that's got the actual yards put on it. So that's 10 yards. These between these lines, 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards. Is that correct? You're American. You should know that, John.
Yes, it is correct.
Okay, so it's roughly 35 between there and there, sort of thing. So why is it not pasted my image? Where's my helicopter? Why is it not showing up? Oh, here it is. It's a big image. That's why. It's in the corner here. What's going on? Here it comes. So, yeah. Probably need to get the side view of it though. But let's see. That would be looking at that man. So where does it scale it up? Right? Where does it scale it up? Probably about human size. So would that be about right? So let's see from his perspective. Would that look right for a human? Would it fit into that? What do you reckon? There's a human there. And it looks like a spacesuit even. Because he saw him in white suits, right? So there's a man. So helicopter.
Okay. Yeah, so what a master doing with dwarves as pilots.
Yeah, he said they were smaller. Doesn't mean that
yes, take into a shape.
Doesn't mean that Howard Hughes didn't hire Asian people who are generally smaller in stature and clever people, right? So that looks like the helicopter.
God.
Well, Asians are generally what, 5 foot? How high would you say a normal Japanese person is?
Okay, so that's about. They are smaller than Europeans.
Why don't you Google it and find out?
Yeah.
So let's see.
But these people worked out like under 5 foot. Come on.
Okay, so...
And he never actually said they were in white overalls.
Yes, he did.
That's a bit of BS. He said they had white suits. That was his original statement.
Well, white suits or whatever. But as that woman witness that worked in the bank, she said silver suits. So that's quite interesting. So trying to get the helicopter. We really need a front view of it though, but probably that would be the length of it, right? So that's quite big from his vantage point. So we'll just do that as a sort of rough idea. So it does look like a small car from his distance.
Helicopter.
No, it looks like a small car because you won't see the blades. It's a funny shape, right?
He's looking down on it.
Yeah.
Meant be the vantage point.
Yeah, so we need the other picture of it from the front view, which is here. One of the test pictures. Whereabouts was it again? Further down here, this one here. So let's just load that one in. It'd be good to have a 3D model made of it. You need a Hollywood budget for it, though. We need the skills of A51S, whereabouts he's looking. I don't know.
You see, not only that, how could he have seen the detail, the markings on the side of the craft?
Well, I'm trying to show you.
Yeah, and draw them in such detail.
I'm just trying to draw on
unless
the
he was
diagram
damn
for
close.
you. Okay, so you've seen that from the side, right? So imagine rotating that around. So it's looking at us, but he's seen it from the side. He's seen that logo from the side. You could quite easily see that Howard Hughes logo from that distance, right? He's going to see some lines.
Yeah, but it's not what he drew.
Yeah, but people's memory's not 100%. I remember from an eyewitness account. We've been through.
He drew it at the time. He drew it at the time.
Yeah, but he's focusing on this strange-looking vehicle that's firing rockets at the side. And he's seeing this Howard Hughes symbol or Apollo symbol. It may be a combination of Howard Hughes around the outside with Apollo. You saw the two logos they used. So if you flip that helicopter looking around at us, so you need to imagine that in your head because we haven't actually got a picture of one. But you can see here, he's going to see that logo and he's further up. He's going to be higher up, right? From 35 yards. Paste into.
Realise though that there was 13 witnesses that seen that thing in the sky.
Yeah, I'm going to go through the eyewitness accounts in a minute. Yeah.
And none of them reported a helicopter.
There's the helicopter from the
So
side.
everyone's mistaken in that, mate.
There's the helicopter from the side, so we just need to scale it up. Probably about there.
Yeah.
Need to make it transparent, really. So there's the side view of it. And I've stuffed up, of course, because it's going so slow. Let me get back to normal. About there. So that would be a side view. That's almost like you'd be seeing. So you'd easily see the logo from that distance on the side of the helicopter. And you got to imagine lunar modules on this side, right? That lunar module's on the side. So he's not going to be paying too much attention to what's going on up here. Those blades will be spinning. So he
Not what you do, Paul.
Okay, the lunar module's on the side. It's on a lever arm, so it'll be lowered down while this is actually hovering. Right, and it'll be levered down onto the rocky soil, sandy soil, leaving imprints as it expands, right? And I tried to measure it on the blueprints there and allow for the expansion of the shock absorbers and also motion of the helicopter. As it's lowering the arm down, it's going to skid one pad to start with, and then it's going to probably lower down the boom arm down further, and it's going to put some extra weight on two pads, and they're going to spread, and then it's going to finally put down the third pad on that surveyor thing, and it's still going to be hovering. It's going to be hovering probably 3 feet above the ground or something like that, and it's going to be firing off the rockets will be firing as well, and the men are going to slide open the compartment on the left hand side here and jump out and walk around. He saw them walk around looking at it, and then they went back inside, didn't they? So it's looking like a white upside down bathtub. So on the other side is a sliding door that where the panel where this design is, right? So that slides open, they jump out the other side and walk around. So this thing is not landed on the ground like this. It is showing at the moment. It would be hovering, and the lunar pads would be on the ground with the lever arm that lowers it down. So they're not actually landing on top of the lunar lander. It's actually at the side, and it's on a rotational arm. You know what I mean? Let's see if I can draw a side.
You've put egg-shaped there, yeah? I'm sorry, Paul, but I do not see anything that is egg-shaped.
It wasn't egg-shaped. If you look at the reports, they said oval shape. If you watched my previous lives, it was oval shape.
Oh my God, oval, egg-shaped is pretty much the same thing, isn't it?
It looks like a oblong shape, which is what that is. Okay, so this stupid thing is too small. Why is it made a little square in the middle?
Stuff to head off toilet break.
I must have missed off the one at the front. Here we go. Should be 1280, not 280. Has it got my inputs yet? Yeah, I'm having trouble here. It's going too slow. There it comes. Oh no. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can draw a side view of this damn thing. Paste.
Temper, children.
Yeah. Alright, so it's going to have a boom arm on this damn thing. So let's get the thickness right. So you're seeing the tails at the back here, which is a really strange looking tail too. So it's going to have a boom arm that lowers up and down like that, right? So they can land the helicopter. So it's going to be lifted up like that with the lunar module when it's on the ground, when the helicopter lands. And when it's testing the lunar module, they lower it down to the ground like so. Does that make sense? So they'll be actually hovering a certain distance off the ground, and the lunar module would be lowered down onto the ground like so. So we need a picture of the lunar module now. Let's see if I can find one and attach it to the helicopter, because this is what they did. It's well documented. That's what they did with the lunar module. It actually states that in documentation. Have we got one of the surveyor here? We have somewhere black and white. I think that might be it. Let's see. We need the skills of A51. What's his name? Andy or something, is it? He does Blender. He does 3D modeling in Blender. He'd be perfect for drawing this helicopter with a lunar module attached to it. So here's a lander. It's not the best one though, because it's on the moon. Let's see if we can attach it. This is the one with the robot arm, which makes a scoop, a similar scoop hole. It's a little rectangle piece on the robot arm, which matched the description of a scoop. Okay, let's see if we can attach. It's getting really slow. Even though it says the CPU is 58 over there, I don't believe it. Something's going on. What's going on?
Ben, it's moving on, Paul.
Yeah, something's screwed up here. What's going on? Not sure what's going on. Oh, yeah, I've got it finally. Okay, so there's a lunar module. Well, the surveyor, in this case, 3 landing pads. So that would be lowered down in this boom arm. Probably about there somewhere. And that would be on the ground. So he'd be looking at it from the side view of that, right, in that football field. Where is it?
Okay, Paul.
Where's the football
There's
field?
just something that maybe you're forgetting. Why on earth would they have taken it over 125 miles, I think, from White Sands?
No, you weren't listening. You weren't listening.
Why on earth would you do that?
Howard Hughes
It
had
just don't
Howard Hughes
stack.
had facilities in Socorro for sure. He had buildings, warehouses all over the place, and he would have shipped it by truck.
No. That's not the point. You don't fly it across a highway
He would have shipped it
where it's going to get seen.
He would have shipped it or built it in a facility in Socorro, and they would have
White Sands had thousands of acres.
They would have connected it to the helicopter and ready for transport to the Air Force Base that day. I bet there'd be some paperwork in
Air Force Base.
There'd be some paperwork in Howard Hughes' facility. They were probably looking in the wrong place. As you can see, the symbol.
Everyone's tried that.
You're not listening.
And they've come up with nothing.
You're talking over me. Howard Hughes had a tool company as well as an aircraft company. And his tool company logo is HT inside a triangle, which is similar to the design that guy Cop drew. Now, he probably had a warehouse in Socorro or rented a place where they transported stuff there, put it together, and just attached it to a helicopter to fly it out to the Air Force Base that day. Prototype 3 with the robot arm on it. So something may happen. They may have had a cover on it, and the cover blew off. So they landed down at a remote space outside a mine and reconnected it. Or maybe they just made sure there was no damage, because there's no point in flying it the rest of the way to the Air Force Base. If it got some damage, they might as well fly it back to the warehouse and repair it. So they may have just fired the engines to make sure everything was okay. And that's when the cops saw it coming down with them testing up the rockets, and then they took off and flew to the Air Force Base. There is reports there that there was 2 pilots that were testing the lunar module that particular day, but it was early morning to afternoon. But if they were transporting that and that something went wrong, just like live stream today, we're an hour or 2 hours out of schedule. They could easily be 2 hours out of schedule transporting it to the Air Force Base. And no one probably thought about asking Howard Hughes whether they were transporting anything that day. Who knows? I don't know what kind of questions they asked. Mistakes happen. But yeah, I was just trying to find that football field again. Where was it? Here. So we need to imagine that onto that. So yeah, what I was saying is the blades would have been going, the rocket engines would have been going at the same time. You wouldn't hear the blades, right?
Wouldn't hear the blades.
You wouldn't hear it, and you wouldn't hear the blades, and you'd be seeing it from the side view here. These would be spinning around while it's hovering, and the rocket engines would have been firing, which would have drowned out the blades of the helicopter, right? Also, you can see here, this has got a really funny exhaust fume pipe coming out the back of this helicopter.
You know, as I said, this is cherry picking information, Paul.
No.
I'm sorry.
I don't see how you can say
This
it's
don't
cherry
work.
picking. I'm telling you a scenario that
You,
fits.
you are.
No.
I'm telling you a simple scenario. A helicopter at 35 yards is a damn helicopter. Attached to a lunar lander.
There's a strange looking helicopter.
Paul, can't we be gentlemen?
No.
Can't we be gentlemen and at least agree to disagree on this one?
Well, I've seen a helicopter.
You're never going to convince
me. I saw a
me.
helicopter over my house from 35 yards the other day, and it didn't look like a helicopter.
Your glasses, mate.
It looked like a blob in the sky, but you could hear it as a helicopter because you could hear the boom, boom, boom noise. But if you had a lunar module attached to it with the rocket engines firing, that would look a really strange object in the sky, and you think, what the hell is that? And I think that's what he saw.
Did you know it was 35 yards? Did you get a tape measure out or something?
It was pretty low down. It had all LED lights on it. It had all these LED lights. It was lit up like a Christmas tree. You should have seen it, mate. I should have got the phone out and recorded it for you. And it was all after the terror stuff that happened. In fact, the other day we almost sounded like we had a plane that was going to crash into my house because it was spluttering. The engine was cutting out on it. You could hear it on the live stream.
Yeah, we get that quite a lot around here. You know, they fly really low. We've got RVF Valley 7 miles from us, and we do some pretty low flying at times. Like, you know, it does feel like it's coming down on
you.
You
Hear the engines go splutter, splutter, and then almost conk out.
Oh.
Well, that's the first time I've heard the engine over the top of the house where it's sort of almost gone out, and they managed to recover it. I think they were going to crash that day. They were really lucky.
I do remember that once, but
okay, let's get.
Paul.
Well, I still think my scenario works, and we'll just go on to the eyewitness cases where the sightings are. I suppose I've lost it now, have I?
Oh, do we have to spend so much time on this?
Yeah, because I've got eyewitness accounts that I want to bring up now. Well, we're only spending much time on it
let's just disagree.
So the measurements work out, is what I'm said. The measurements work out 8 feet to 10 feet, and we've got 9 feet, and if it skids, it's easy going to be 14 feet as it lowers it down on the boomer. So is that the page? Yep. With the eyewitness accounts. So here we go. Here we go. This goes from here. 1957. 2 military police units patrolling the Trinity site at White Sands, independently of each other, reporters seen an egg-shaped object hover over the desert. The object reportedly landed, leaving footprints, and then departed at high speed. That was 1957 in the same area, I guess, White Sands. So, what?
64.
When did the Socorro one happen?
And what source are you using? You got to be very careful with internet sources. I think you need to go to Stanford.
Well,
and
these are meant
Stanford.
these are meant to be sightings. So this guy's like you. This guy's like you. He doesn't believe it's a lunar lander, and he debunks everything. In fact, he doesn't even mention lunar landing, but he debunks the prank on it and all that sort of stuff. So he doesn't believe it's a prank. But these are the sightings, and it happened in what year? 64, was it? The Socorro? I can't remember now.
At 64, Chicago, yeah.
So this was how many years? 7 years before this police sighting here, is it? Or is it dates after it? Oh no, this 64. So this is in 64. So this one above here, what's that one? 57. I'm just trying to work out the dates above the report or below. It's not too clear, is it? Let's see. I think there's a line here. So it's 64 because it looks like that sighting report's linked to April 26, 64. So what date did it happen in? 64, what month?
Not sure. I think it was April as well, you know.
Yeah. So it sounds like the same thing here, the two military police. So let's go down. George Metropolis was driving north on US 85 when he spotted object ahead of him appearing to come above the crest of the mountains and then drop back behind. He stopped his car and saw a luminous object like an inverted bathtub, which looks like that helicopter, but you reckon it doesn't. 50 feet in length, 30 feet in length, I mean, which that's basically what the cop said wasn't it? 30 feet in length with a glowing
Does he mention a rotor blade?
Yeah, but he's talking about a
No.
You're not going to see rotor blades from that distance, though, are you? He said that the object was 30 feet in length.
Yeah, you are. God,
he doesn't
Paul,
say. He doesn't say where the crest of the mountain.
I can see them from a mile off.
No. Okay, let's keep on going. We'll get some pictures up of helicopters with the blades going. 8 children and several adult witnesses viewed a hovering egg-shaped UFO over 6 feet in height above the Crosby School. So that's kind of strange there. Why would you be hovering above a school?
Exactly.
Well, give me a chance, man. I'm trying to go through the facts.
Project.
Go through the facts.
Project, yeah.
Could they have been? Could they have been landing down there in the school pad because they had a problem? It's possible because they had playfields, don't they?
Oh my God! Could they been this? Could they been that?
Okay, I'm just going to keep on going. 2 egg-shaped objects. 2 shaped objects this time. So 2 helicopters. Who knows? Seen by a truck driver and his wife around 5:30 p.m. moving as fast as a jet plane. The same day in Hobbs in New Mexico. Police report a group of children.
See, now that's an issue, isn't it?
What is?
It's going as fast as a jet plane, but it's a helicopter.
Yeah, but he doesn't. Jet plane is only subjective. What he means by jet plane going as fast as a jet plane.
Yeah, I feel sorry for John, to be honest.
John?
Being stuck in the middle of this.
I'm in my happy place at the moment, so don't worry about me. I'm doing just fine.
Okay, you won't let me finish reading out these things, will you? Before you start commenting. 2 adults witnessed the same event.
Let me talk either.
You can have a say at the end. A white round object and hovered over the city and then departed to the northeast. Later the same day, a woman reported seeing an egg-shaped UFO with a trail streaking from it, followed by a second UFO. So that one doesn't even sound like the same sighting, other than its egg-shaped object. So does that mean if it's not a lunar surveyor being tested, maybe they're testing something else out. So I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm going over some additional facts here, and you're not letting me present the facts. So, 2 military sources said there was an encounter between. Now, this one's quite interesting. I'll see if I can read it a bit better. A B-57 and an egg-shaped white object. The pilot reported to a mission controller at Holyman and was asked to turn and re-encounter the object. So you think if it's a military plane, they would know that NASA or someone was or Howard Hughes was transporting something. So this one sort of rules out it being a lunar module lander being transported. So this one's in favor for you, for your argument anyway. But the pilot then radioed the UFO had landed on the ground when Coral Lazenzin, a UFO investigator, published a press release on the sighting. At brass at Holyman admitted the next day that they had tracked 2 unknown on radar. And additional, there was another sighting on the same range by a guard who also was so frightened by what he saw, he emptied his sidearm at the object and then fled to the HQ where he was subsequently hospitalized. That was April 64. So it's all in the same month. So it sounds to me like this object had been seen before and after the Socorro event, which does sound like a UFO,
Paul.
Are you going to argue with me now? You say, oh, yeah, you're wrong. It's not a UFO. It's still a UFO. Doesn't mean it's alien technology.
Well, it doesn't at all mean it's alien technology. I'm just saying nobody reported a helicopter.
Yes, there was.
The same egg-shaped, elongated object.
Yeah, on that original link that I did a few live streams back, he did report seeing a strange shaped helicopter, which matches what I've shown here in this thing. I don't know if I can find the link again. That was that PhD guy. I'm not sure why I've got no color there. That's really weird. Perhaps it's Google's a way to say they're behind a VPN. Socorro. See if I can find it again.
No, it could actually have been alien tech, There's a possibility.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But you can't dismiss these things because it doesn't work with your belief pattern. You got to go through the evidence, You're saying this and that you can tell a helicopter, but it doesn't mean a traffic cop can tell a strange shaped helicopter from.
No, you're quite right. They don't make better witnesses really than the general public. Paul, you're quite right there.
And there must have been. I don't believe there was no blasts of sand going up if the rocket engines were firing, right? So there must have been dust going up in the air. I don't believe it was a clear sort of visual thing from 35 yards away. It's going to be like a sandstorm effect, surely, with rocket engines going. The reason I don't believe. The reason I don't believe it's aliens, because aliens don't need rocket engines. That's German technology. German technology that we stole after the war. Rocket engines,
Oh yeah, paperclip and all that. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah,
so it leads to more like a DARPA or something like that project going on where they're using rocket engines for some reason. Maybe maybe it's sort of anti-gravity, but then still needed rocket engines to give it move it around. You know, they had.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
you can make.
it's
You know,
a little bit like
anti-gravity just makes it lighter. Rocket engines allow it to move it around really fast. If you use anti-gravity technology to make something lighter, like a helium balloon, you stick a couple of rocket engines on it, it's going to fly around the sky pretty damn quick, right? You've seen how fast they go in air currents. So Socorro, what's that guy's site called? Module, I don't know. Yep. Might come up in searches, who knows? But yeah, there was one witness account there of seeing a strange shaped helicopter, which is what NASA was using. Could 1964 have been a lunar module? Is that the one? UFO casebook. Nope. Here it is. I think it's this one here. So it did come up in the searches. This is the guy. Now, these are some emails that he got after he put up his findings that he found about this guy here, a PhD guy that lived in the area. Unfortunately, I don't think the video plays anymore because I tried it. So it was April the 24th, 1964. Okay, so these sightings that we've just read all around before and after this event, you know. So it wasn't just on 24 the egg-shaped thing was seen, it was 2 of them were seen after, which is kind of interesting, I think. It's those extra eyewitness accounts.
Absolutely.
Kevin
Randall's book.
Yeah, I think these extra eyewitness accounts sort of adds a lot more weight to it than just that particular one sighting by the cop. Still, I think it's going to be some sort of experimental craft that they were playing around with, which was probably top secret, and they couldn't say that they were testing it, you know.
I think the actual the boss from White Sands missile ground or testing ground, I'm not sure. I think it was missile ground by then, whatever. But I think his name was Holder, and you know, he was as confused as anybody, and he was the man who should have known if there was anything experimental in the air.
So he found this report. Whereabouts was it from? NASA, was it? So Friday the 24th of April, the same day, Surveyor was being tested by a helicopter flight, 8:15 in the morning to 11:45. Now, if something went wrong, obviously that was the destination time that they're going to be out. There could easily be into that sighting time. What time was the sighting? Afternoon, wasn't it? 3 or 2 p.m., something like that.
Fuck.
And here we got some other information here. 27th of April, helicopter was being flown again. So that could also lead to those extra sightings people saw even after the 24th, because it's still being tested, right? With the same helicopter. So this is the information. This is new. Yeah, this is new information.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they were testing, flying the helicopter with surveyor attached. This is what it's saying here. This is what this report's saying. It's being tested at 6 in the morning, which is really early for testing, to 10 in the morning on that particular day anyway.
Well,
which is after the cop sighting, right? So this guy found this evidence, and then someone wrote into him these emails, right? I'll go over them again. My name is Ron. I was born in Socorro 2 months before the sighting. My mother worked at the First State Bank at the time, and knew Paulo Pinta and Loni Samora. She heard firsthand the description shortly after Lonnie saw the UFO. He was so scared he went to the Catholic Church to confess and pray before he reported to Paulo. Who was Paulo? His chief officer, was it? That knew. Who was Paulo? Was it his supervisor? Who then went to the bank the next day to talk to people he knew there. Paulo said the FBI told him not to talk to anyone, even though he did, obviously. He was mad and said no one would. Sorry, you're breaking up badly there, Robert. What'd you say?
Yeah, the press had obviously got hold of it by then, you see.
Well, he said it's the next day. Yeah, so he probably thought you could talk about it, I guess. He was mad and said, no one will tell me what I can and can't say. So he was determined not to be silenced and proceeded to tell those at the bank, including my mum, what happened. Okay, just carry on. Lonnie was pursuing a couple of teenagers leaving town and broke the chase to investigate something he saw. He reportedly a silvery craft, angular with spindly legs, and had markings like with what Bowen puts on their planes, and two in silvery suits, not white suits here, two in silvery suits who got into the craft and left. This was not a balloon-looking craft. Because one of the pranks, they said it could have been a weather balloon or something. They saw, so they disproved that.
No, one of the tracks was that some students had pulled the stunt on him. But one hell of a stunt that was, wasn't it? Come on, you know that's obviously
no. That's one of the theories is a downed weather balloon, and the other one was that it was two students that were letting off explosives under 10-gallon drums, firing them up into the air. That was the other thing to prank the cop, you know. But anyway, we'll get back to that. My mother and father went to the site the next day. They saw, along with a bunch of locals, some depressions in the sand, like the pads of a medium-weight craft had set down, and a bush with some scorch marks and possibly some kind of oily substance. Mum didn't touch it. In the summer of 1965, my mother saw a picture of the LEM lunar excursion module in the Midland, Texas, where they were living, and her first reaction was, that's Lonnie's spacecraft. She read the article and discovered it was a picture of a Apollo LEM on display. I hope that helps. And then
Texas.
Mr. Thompson, I'm Ron's mother.
Did you say Texas?
So now she's replied to him in a letter, because the son obviously wrote into this guy and said he'll talk to his mum to come on and explain her sighting or her view of it. I'm Ron's mother, and he forwarded me, as you can see, what he had sent you. On the evening of April 24th, 1964, my husband was at college campus. NNIMNT, whatever that stands for, where he was a senior majoring in physics. I was at home with our new baby, Ron. He called and asked if I had the radio on. The campus was a bus with a UFO that had been sighted. I turned on Coma out of the Oklahoma City, which is a station we listened to at night, and it was a buzz. The next morning, we drove out to the site. There was a police car sitting off to one side. There were perhaps 7 or 8 cars parked over to the other side, and folks just standing around looking. There wasn't a lot to see. There was one round indentation in the dust near where we were standing. I don't know how many total, about like what our tires were making. Car tires, I suppose it means. There was no indentation into the hard packed ground, as some later stories said. So sounds to me like the crime scene has been sampled all over before the FBI got there. I walked up to the little...
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what she's saying. She saw only one indentation in the sand. I walked up to the little mesquite bush in the middle, and it was somewhat blackened. I didn't touch it, but it may have been burned a little. It might have had a bit of oil on it. We stood around for a bit too, and then left to go home. Home Burnson III was president of the First State Bank, and Paulo Pineda was the right-hand man. Okay. Right-hand man of the bank. At the time of the signing, Paulo was acting police. Oh, okay. So he's a policeman and the right-hand man of the bank as well, was he? How can he be two things? What's the acting police thing? Police chief, acting. I suppose that means part-time in America, does it? I've worked there since September 1961, first in the real estate department under Ruth McKibben, and then moved to the bookkeeping department, but still took my morning breaks with her. Paulo and one of the tellers on Monday morning we were in the kitchen when Paulo come in. He was as mad as a hornet. Ruth asked him what was going on with the UFO. His first comment was that he'd been told that he wasn't to talk anymore about what happened, but this is this town, and he talked to whoever he pleased. He sat down with his coffee and proceeded to tell us. What he said was this: Lonnie Samara was pursuing a vehicle going south near the edge of the town when something caught his eye. He drove up to the mesha and looked down to see a round craft with two individuals in silver suits. See, that's the first time we've heard silver suits. So someone's got the information wrong, or the facts got changed before the FBI talked to Lonnie.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Hynek lied at the press conference.
Who lied at the press conference? Hynek.
Yes, he did. The FBI told him to shut his mouth about the occupants.
Right. Anyway, let's carry on.
So Hynek press conference.
Okay, let's carry
report.
Yeah.
And said what he actually seen was two white overalls that were laid on the ground next to the object.
So her recount here,
which is
seems to suggest, it seems to suggest they're wearing silver suits here, not white ones. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
This is new evidence that comes. This letter was forwarded to this PhD that was researching the case, January 2019, this year. So anyway, we'll carry on. After a minute or two, they got in and took off, describing the craft. He said that it had markings on it similar to what Boeing puts on its planes. Now, again, I draw my image of Hughes Tools Factory, also Apollo logo. Bowen would have had the same sort of logos. Lonnie was so upset, scared, that he first headed to the Catholic Church professional and then contacted Paulo. Shortly after that, I was in the front of the bank, and there were two obviously FBI men, black suits. Sounds like Men in Black, doesn't it? And sunglasses. That sounds very Men in Black. Which they took off.
Not really.
Eh? Yeah, but isn't that what Men in Black are as well? You see what
you know what I mean? They just wear, you know, they're not like
but they're
uniform.
wearing black suits in the desert, and they got sunglasses on. Isn't that kind of strange?
Oh,
I kind of think it's strange.
strong son. You said black.
Oh well, what's John think? I think you need to adjust. I think you need to adjust your microphone and sensitivity. That you're cutting off too soon.
No, I'm not cutting off. I'm muting myself.
No, John. John, you sound perfect, but Robert is cutting
Yeah.
out all the time. He hasn't got his settings right.
Right.
You know, you got to change the sensitivity in the thing so it doesn't cut off when you don't talk. Background
Yeah,
voice.
he's not sure about the settings thing yet.
Yeah,
he's not sure how to do that yet. I wouldn't push it.
Yeah,
but you
I
must
can hear
admit,
you
John,
both
that
clearly,
sounds like
but
Men in Black, doesn't it? It sounds like typical Men in Black. You know, black suits, sunglasses, hats.
Well, in that regard, yeah. Explain it like that.
Which they took off as they entered. They went up to one of the tellers and asked for Polo. I went back and told Polo they were looking for him. Probably telling him to shut his mouth. The following year, we were living in Midland, Texas. I was guessing maybe May or June. My husband had brought in the newspaper, and I was laying on the couch, and I glanced down at it and hollered to my husband that Lonnie's UFO was on the front page. When I saw fit the exact description that Pilo has given us, there was a photo of the LEM with an article. I wish I had kept the newspaper, but it wasn't anything of consequence at the time. My mother passed away in 2000. I'm going through her effects. I found that she had kept the letter I had written her about the UFO during the week after the sighting. So this is Ron's mother, I guess they're talking about. The description I gave back at the time matched exactly what I remembered from the day, so she must have told her mother about it. In the 90s, Ron and I were in Roswell and stopped at the UFO museum there. I told the operator about the Socorro sighting and my belief that it was a LEM. Socorro sits very close to the white sands. He said that he tried to look into it and let me know what he found out. I never heard from him. About 6 months later, there was a statement issued by a government agency. A gentleman at the museum had talked to someone and they felt that it was a good way to explain it. If you want to put this on your website, you're welcome to do so. I really hope others that were in Socorro at the time would add what they saw. The story has become so bizarre that I really like to see the facts. So there you go, 2 witnesses. I think it's got timestamp on it, hasn't it? Let's see, does he? August 2000. So he published it in January this year, though. So middle of last year, she sent that letter. Here we go. But we're looking for that helicopter report. An unidentified tourist who remarked about how aircraft flew low around here, and that a strange object was a funny-looking helicopter, if that's what it was. So whoever this unidentified tourist is, I don't know. Is that in the books at all? Robert, are you still there? I think
He's still here, as far as I know.
he's gone.
Well, he's coming and going and dissing and thatting.
You there, Robert?
oh, you're not going to give up on this, Phoebe, are you? You know, it's your thing, and it's your thing alone.
What other people
but you know, I hope that you understand. I hope that you understand that nobody is actually going for your side of it.
I'm reading out what other people are saying, not my side. I'm reading out the letters.
No.
Those letters.
You've come up with this absolutely mad crackpot theory. Yeah, there was a helicopter and the lunar lander.
I read all this and then I put together a drawing of what I could find out. The helicopters they were using when they were testing with NASA, and that was a strange looking helicopter. 2-bladed thing.
It's a damn good tent, but I don't think you've got to measure 35 yards, mate.
No, don't worry about it. Anyway.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
No,
I'm a gentleman. I will agree to disagree on that one. Can't we move on, for God's sakes?
I'm just reading out the facts here.
There's.
You got one person here saying that the aircraft flew low around the area, and that a very funny looking helicopter flew over them. You know, it's a lot of things that sort of put together here. And of course, then you at the bottom here, you got your famous guy. The burn marks at the site did not indicate sufficient thrust to lift a large vehicle, according to Hynek. Now, was Hynek lying?
And they could arrived on the scene 4 days after the event. I can tell you that for a fact.
So I reckon Hynek, he's a scientist. I reckon what he said here matches the lunar module. The lunar module, the thrusters would only be enough to slow it down in 0G on the moon.
No, look, I read Hynek's book. He didn't know what the hell it was.
Yeah, but he said the thrusters are not for that large vehicle the size of an upside down car to lift. He would know by, how the big thrusters are on the space shuttle. How big is the space shuttle? It's a lot bigger than a car. Let's see, probably 4 cars.
At least,
yeah, those engines are pretty big. They have at the end just to get it up. The surveyor used a mechanical.
This is 1964.
Yeah. So I'm just going through what he's listed on his site here. Surveyor matched the scoop mark with a shape that matches a rectangular trough photographed at the Socorro site. So that's that 3-legged test thing they were testing, the LEM, before they did the actual landing on the moon. Samoa described the craft as aluminium white, which certainly matched the bulk of a Bell helicopter. Well, not in this case, it matches this one that I pointed out before. Let's see. Looks like it's going slow. Test missions were manned by a helicopter. Yeah, that's terribly slow, isn't it? Yet the CPU reckons it's 43%. Something strange going on. Test mission manned by a helicopter pilot and a Hughes engineer. See, there's the Hughes thing coming in here. 2 persons in white coveralls. So we're not too sure about the coverall business. Most people in Socorro and several of the investigators thought it was most likely a secret government experiment. There you go. And some Blue Book researchers even pinned it down as a Tenet operation run by Holyman, the base for the Surveyor test flights.
Oh, Holyman Air Force Base, yeah.
So there you go. They reckon it's an experimental craft, right? Of course, the new evidence is so far from conclusive. A lot has happened since 1964, and it's difficult to reconnect events from that long ago, especially events with strong implications. Was it a college prank, a hoax, a balloon, an alien craft from another world? Perhaps we'll never really know. Goldenberg is confident that William of Occam's razor fame would think kindly of the Surveyor explanation, especially over some of the other contenders. Now, Occam's razor fame, that's where you make a conclusion.
No, it is.
It's a conclusion based on too many assumptions. And that's where he's putting it in there.
No, Occam's razor is a conclusion made on the most likely.
No. There we go. Look it up. I think it's where you make too many assumptions. You make a conclusion.
No, it's not at all. Occam's razor is simply write something off. If that is most likely to be the explanation, then that's it. There we go. That is the explanation. That's Occam's razor.
Yeah, let me look it up, yeah.
No more assumptions should be made than are necessary. The principle is often invoked to defend reductionism or nominalism.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, John, even.
Yep, that is the definition.
So, I'm right then, isn't it? Principle attributed.
No, you don't.
A thing no more.
This is one where
Robert was made on too many assumptions.
A thing no more assumptions should be made than necessary.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which is a typical debunker's
Generally,
policy.
the most obvious answer is the right answer, basically.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, that's the way I've always understood it.
Simple
Maybe dead wrong, but
there we go. Simple assertions are more likely to be correct than complex ones, which is basically what they're saying about the surveyor and the helicopter.
No, Paul, that's complicated.
Away we go.
You can't win, can you, Robert?
Oh, I'm so glad
a lunar module attached to a helicopter is so
God,
simple, isn't it?
God, I'm going to swear again. No, it's almost impossible.
So you're
to
saying
you,
that
but, tell you what.
So you're saying
I've got to give you credit. Yeah,
you're saying a flying alien helicopter with rocket engines, because they don't have anti-gravity, they have to use rocket engines, is more plausible than.
I'm saying that, not me.
It does seem the same.
Never mentioned the damn helicopter.
I told Robert what my conclusion is and what I believe it actually was. If you'd like to hear it.
Yeah, go ahead. You can add in if you want.
It was actually a 7-year-old little girl out in the desert holding onto her daddy's hand in one hand and a helium balloon in the other hand. And daddy went ahead, picked her up and threw her up in the air, and she flew up into space at the speed of sound. And that's what he saw. Was that little girl flying off into space with a helium balloon that her daddy threw up. So there you go.
So you're not going to be really serious here then, John.
Hey,
Well,
come on.
It's
still bad in your fault.
God. You're like two schoolgirls going after a set of jacks in the schoolyard. Honest to God. And they wonder why I smoke pot. Jesus Christ, help me. Anyway, back to the story. You were saying, Paul?
Back to the eyewitness accounts. Okay. A state police officer and 4 employees of Port of Entry Station on Interstate 10, south of the city, reported a luminous round object moving in jerky motions and changing direction. So that was May the 5th. So that's another month on, basically, almost a month on. Radar included an FP-16 radar at Stallion site tracked 2 objects. So here's these 2 objects are going, performing precise, perfect flight maneuvers, including side-by-side flight, separating and then rejoining in formation. That kind of sounds like planes, doesn't it? Visual confirmation was made by a trained radar operator who saw 2 objects flying low, described as brown and football shaped. There you go. Brown this time. That's kind of strange. Not white, not silver. What is very interesting about the report is that Ray Stanford, it's the guy you're talking about, wasn't it? The original NICAP investigator at Socorro reported filming similar objects performing these same feats from a highway on north edge of White Sands in July 1978. So that's a few years on. C also obtained ELF magnetic recordings as well as a sound recording. I wonder if we can find those recordings at all. That'd be good to hear it, wouldn't it? These are just some...
If you find those recordings, I'm going to send you a brand new car. I promise you that.
They'll probably be locked away in the FBI vault somewhere, won't it? You know, they're just...
Yeah, I'll want to close up like girls.
So the more and more I'm reading all these eyewitness accounts in the area, it sounds like similar type objects. Now, I'm not sure why there'd be color change, but more and more it sounds either it's going to be alien technology or it's going to be experimental craft of some kind. So yeah, it's sort of leading away from the lunar module, but having the tripod legs, if you had anti-gravity craft, why would you need landing legs? Unless you had a problem with the anti-gravity, of course, then you want legs.
Unless you.
Okay,
Yeah.
Paul, can I just say one thing now?
Mm-hmm.
If you just give me my little 2 seconds here now.
Mm-hmm.
We all have preconceived ideas of what an alien craft should look like and behave like. Now, our preconceptions aren't necessarily correct.
No.
Maybe they do need landing gear.
Yeah, but that's what I just said.
New to this environment, did before. Why not?
Yeah, well, the thing is, the problem I have.
You can't write it off,
Yeah, but still, rocket engines, it's like a man-made thing,
Yeah, but you see, it didn't leave any trace of fossil fuel.
Yeah, but that woman's letter said there was oil on the bush. The next day.
Who said that?
She said it looked like an oily substance. But anyway, I just said, would a anti-gravity craft need landing gear? And I said yes, if there was a power problem or anti-gravity problem, it's still going to need landing feet to pop out, else it's going to crash onto the ground. So it's going to need feet, right? And rocket engines, to me, rules out being alien technology. To me, it seems too.
No, it wasn't a rocket engine, Paul.
What was it then?
Mars said it didn't sound like a rocket engine. He'd heard that before.
Okay, but you don't
traces of fossil fuel in that baked earth that
but you don't.
It came off from.
But you don't hear.
They couldn't explain it.
But iron engines don't make any sound.
It's simple as that.
Iron engines make no sound, but they create a big thrust, especially if you've got a lot of electricity to drive them. So I don't know. What kind of other thrust rocket engines could there be that creates thrust? It seems strange, I still think it might be human-made technology here, not alien technology that they saw back then.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah, and just for the fact that overall shape, we've seen patent diagrams. There were patent diagrams where they had 3 feet on them. If you go back to my original 90 US patents, you can see ones that actually had landing gear, just like they're describing here, and they were egg-shaped craft as well. John, you saw some of those. Remember that episode?
Oops. No, not really. Yes, I do. I'm trying to leave you hanging out on the edge of the cliff there, Paul. Yes, I remember. You're right.
I think you're sort of ganging up on me, aren't you? Okay.
Yeah, just trying to make you use your brain.
But I'm saying definitely there's patent designs back in those days, the 1960s, of these particular egg-shaped craft with 3 legs. So I reckon it's more likely to be an experimental craft, and it may only be just like a coincidence that it had 3 landing legs of lunar module they were testing in the same area. It may be 2 things that happened, and the events sort of complement each other. Was that the word you need for it? So, while discussing with several locals, we uncovered a story spoken only to locals that Mary, not here, her real name, was sitting on the porch of her house that faces a canal. I don't remember seeing a canal, and saw an egg-shaped object coming along the canal from the direction of Albuquerque. Have they got a canal there, have they? Turning towards the area where the object was, then spotted by a witness that stopped at Opal Ritter's gas station. What's that word? Connoted. What kind of name? What's that word there?
What is it? Connoitered?
Reconnoitered the area, found
Yeah,
the house
reconnoitered. Yeah.
and the path that she described, and it all lines up with the eyewitness account. Remember the 3 independent witnesses called the Socorro dispatch from Albuquerque reporting an object with a blue flame heading to Socorro right before Lonnie spotted the craft. Now, I think the Verne rocket engines do make a blue flame, if I remember my information. Another new and interesting piece of information was shared with us by 2 independent people that something was recovered on the ground, supposedly from this craft. We're looking further into this information. Okay, that would be really good if they got that piece of artifact. And recently we corroboration, another investigation heard the same story from 2 additional witnesses. So something dropped off this object. So who's got it? To the stars, people? Or Bigelow got it? Well, speaking with a few of Lonnie's close friends and his daughter were too impressed by the fact that Lonnie's fright was way beyond what was apparently reported. According to the close friend, Lonnie was so frightened. Anyway, that goes on pretty much what we heard anyway. And
What do you think of Earl's? I did send it to you.
Yeah,
UFO. I think he sent it to John as well.
right.
That Australian UFO.
Yeah, I tried to get
object because I've been staring at it, and I can't make any sense of it. You know.
It's a bit hard to tell. I need to see. It was from a video, wasn't it?
It was a still from the video. Yeah. Now I've got no doubt that video now is property of MUFON, and MUFON's come under an awful lot of criticism recently.
Oh, right. So
you know, I'm not entirely sure that's going to see the light of day, the whole video, you know.
Yes, it's an interesting picture. I'm not sure if I can look at that. Can we look on live?
If you just go back to, I can post it here.
Yeah, just pop it in the side chat.
He means
or
on
Discord.
He means on YouTube. You've got admin rights.
No, it's not on YouTube. How do I do this now?
I just want to know what causes blue flame.
Discord.
Just looking that up. Okay, you get a blue flame with.
You've got the picture, haven't you?
So blue flame with hydrocarbon gas when you have enough oxygen for complete combustion. Blue because the complete combustion creates enough energy to ionize the gas. So you get a blue flame with ionized gas. That's interesting. So that could mean any type of rocket engine, really, that can produce enough energy output. So yeah, sort of finished with that Socorro now anyway. But yeah, let's have a look at that picture, I guess. How can we get it? How are we doing for time anyway? I could. Did I not post it to Discord, John?
Discord?
Yeah, I think I might have posted it. Have a look at this. Didn't I save it and repost it?
Let's see.
Should really have gone under UFO vetting for vetting, like UFO channels, UFO images. I think Robert's looking for it, isn't he? He's gone silent.
Could be.
Yeah, I'm looking for it, Paul.
Uh,
I mean, I've got it. I just don't know where to damn well post it without losing contact with you guys again.
Oh, okay. You won't. What you do is, again, do you see that general, excuse me, where it says general for all, just above your name on the left-hand side there?
have you got a link or image? What you do is you click on the image, Robert, on Facebook, and then open it up in a separate thing, and then you can right-click and save image as. You can't do it when it's.
No, I've done all that. I just don't know where to post it on Discord.
Have
Paul.
you got
That's
an
what I'm
image?
telling you.
Have you got an image or a link?
No, I've saved the image.
Okay, so you just hit the plus sign on Discord, and then you can upload it to Discord. So simple as that.
Sorry, I just
hit the plus symbol.
Yep, sign.
The plus symbol.
The plus symbol.
Go into
Plus symbol.
Go into general.
Oh yeah, okay.
Hit the plus symbol and upload the image, and then it will add it to Discord. Should be under live. What's it now? What's the link?
Live stream.
General for all, or post links for during live.
Well, see, that's what I was trying to tell him to do. Was click on general for all.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And shit, he's gone.
Just put it in one of those, and then you're in business.
He's gone.
He's
There he is.
gone. No, he's here still. He's just not talking.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm not seeing it. Did you post it in general for all?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do now. I'll just send it to John through Facebook, and John can do it, because that would be easier.
You got the image though.
So it doesn't matter
I've
what.
got
It
the
doesn't
image.
matter
Don't
what it
worry
gives
about
me.
that.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll take it.
so
Send it to me.
you got the Discord tab open where you're chatting?
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
got Discord going. We have Facebook going at the same time. So just send it to me, Robert. I'll post it.
Yeah, but Robert needs to learn how to do it, John.
I understand that.
Yeah, I understand that, Paul. It's just I haven't spent much time on it. There we go. I've just sent it now to John, so John can
see if I can
post it up there without me screwing things up.
Discord on the screen for you, just to show you. Explain it to you while you're here, Robert. As soon as this thing speeds up.
There it is. There, it's in general for all now.
Yeah. Now you can see what's happened here. Space and how slow this has gone. I'm not sure what it's doing. Stupid system. Might have to change it from 1080p to 720 again, I think. What's going on here? It should be moving it from tab onto the main screen. No good sending a message. It's locked up here. Let me see. Control Alt Delete, maybe do it. Didn't seem to speed it up though, did it? Just close that one down. It still hasn't brought that. There we go. Oh, where did that one disappear to? Let's put it back on. Should be Discord. Here we go. Should even put the image on the screen. if it would detach. It's not detaching. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too sure it won't add to the screen. Kind of weird. Something's not right, is it?
Can you hear me, Paul?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me? I think my CPU's maxed out.
You.
Yeah, hang on.
Sound lovely.
I think the live stream's probably timing out. No, it won't let me drag it. Oh, where's it gone? Hang on, what's going on here? No, it won't let me drag it across.
It's a bummer.
That's a weird one. Okay, I'll just try and save it then. No, it won't let me do that either. It's no good, man, no good. Yeah, I just got no mouse response here at all. No. I wonder if it's just side chat business still. Have we got the mouse back? Have we got anything back? Are you there?
Yep. It wouldn't be anywhere else.
Yeah, well, the browser has been a problem. It's crazy. I just wonder if it's Google changes that's affected it. Normally you can just move the tab across, can't you? Like so. You should be able to just drop it on the screen. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, heck fire.
Yes, no good, is it? How am I going to do it? What else can we close down here that might speed things up? This is not good, is it? Close that one down. No, no
Good God.
Not doing anything.
So the mouse can move, but it can't do anything, right?
No. It's got to be these video card drivers, ain't it, John? Has to be.
Yeah, I just don't think that Minicam has updated the drivers yet. Because these, like I said, the cards you have just came out at the end of January of this year. It's that new. So Minicam hasn't written the updated driver for it yet, I'll betcha. They don't want to admit to it.
Not too sure. It's kind of weird. Let's close down some of these now. So it's catching up now, see.
No, I'm not buying it. That laptop should be able to handle anything you throw at it.
It should.
It's that Minicamp telling you. That's the problem. It just does not work with Windows 10, and they're not updating the driver.
Might be this.
Just my 2 cents worth.
No, it might be something else we've got going here. Oh, it's kind of weird. All right. Looks like it's tried to start my main Chrome browser.